There are about four big areas where I think coming out of this conference or this forum, the governors and the member states, I have to say, broadly speaking, and its partners have agreed to focus on. What we've seen is that when we started the conversation on stabilization, the issues of climate change were not as prevalent, at least not in the minds of the crafters of this program as they were now. Recently, we saw what happened in Borno State and in Marwa, where flooding took not just property, but also the lives of many. So the very first conversation we've had and the realization that we've all come to is that issues around climate change, climate security must be integrated into any resilient planning for this region. And so going forward out of this forum, the new strategy that has been adopted and the new regional stabilization program for the Lake Chad Basin has put in focus the work that we're going to be doing with the governors and the member states on ensuring adaptation measures are put in place, but overall looking at the climate security and climate change related challenges in the region and finding solutions jointly. The second big issue is the issue of the returnees. We also realized that when we started this conversation in 2018, there were a lot of young people that had adhered to the violent extremist groups across the region. Right now, what we have seen, thanks to the work of the governments and the LCBC, a lot of people are coming back. A lot of people who had gone into Boko Haram, into some of the extremist groups, young people, men, women, are struggling to come back and be accepted by their communities. So the work around demobilization, reintegration, rehabilitation, the DDRR work, which we had not envisaged in 2018, is an area that the conference had come out with a clear consensus for us to focus very heavily on helping these young people reintegrate themselves into the community. So the work around DDI is the second big area. We also launched here a special multi-partner delivery fund. The indication behind the launching of that fund is that we want to go beyond immediate activities. We want to be able to look at sustainable development programs in an integrated fashion, bringing on board the humanitarian response, the development response, and the peace-building response as a common approach to now addressing the issues of instability in the region. So there is a broad consortium of partners that have come together on the UN side, the civil society side, the government side, to accept that this facility and this new funding mechanism, this delivery mechanism, will now shed the way on how we engage on the issues of stabilization in this region. The final fourth point I mentioned is that the forum itself is a platform for collaboration. It's a space where the governors can come together and share their experiences on security, on development, on humanitarian response, and find common solutions and find entry points where they can work together. You saw the governor of Difa in Niger, Marwa, the governor of Yobe, Adamawa, Bono. They had an opportunity to exchange among themselves in their closed-door session. They also had an opportunity to hear from the traditional rulers and also the civil society groups, the communities that they serve, on what is it that are some of the workable responses that should be put in place as we move forward. Broadly speaking, those are the four big elements I take away from this forum: a re-energized community that is willing to support not just the governments, but the people of the Lake Chad Basin, to reinforce that resilience you've mentioned, to reinforce the issue of peace building and the issue of stabilization in this continent. Thank you.